So time to talk about Antifa, which is always a joy mentioning this group considering what they're known for.
As we've seen recently, violence, fires, property damage, hand-to-hand combat at protests across the country.
That's right, having peaceful, tolerant, civilized counter-protests. Oh wait, no, I'm sorry, that's not what's happening here. Oops, my mistake. Now for those few who don't know what Antifa is or what even the name stands for, Antifa or anti-fascist are a group comprised mostly of people who lean far to the left, like wearing dark outfits and masks, and of course express their political opinions to the public, but in a much more, violent manner.
The reasoning behind fighting.
You have to make it so unpalatable to be doing white supremacist organizing that they no longer want to do that. And historically, that's what's worked. You have to put your body in the way, and you have to make it speak in a language that they understand, and sometimes that is violence.
Now, of course, I don't condone any violence whatsoever. It doesn't matter what any group believes in or what their cause is all about. The line is drawn when people start attacking one another.
Violence and property destruction led to more than 200 arrests in Washington, D.C. on Inauguration Day. Prosecutors say they were wearing masks covered head to toe in black, a tactic the Antifa call black bloc.
So why am I bringing up Antifa? Well, it seems as though Antifa is trying to branch out and are trying to gain support for these groups. The YDS Young Democratic Socialists and the DSA Democratic Socialists of America. As you can see, their official websites pretty much look identical and both are pretty open about supporting Antifa. Which brings me to this question, does this mean Antifa is trying to rebrand themselves? And the answer, according to their official Twitter, is yes, they are. They are very open about it. Due to recent negative media attention, Antifa will be rebranding. Please follow us over to Democratic Socialists of America, #DSA. Oh yes, the negative media attention that you've caused by your own fruition. I mean, I'm just saying, isn't it kind of strange that a group that is heavily against fascism and white supremacy and racism, which, hey, you know, I'm against as well, don't get me wrong, but isn't it strange that this very left-leaning movement needs donations to try and buy more guns for themselves? No joke, there are multiple donation sites they've set up for this. It's just funny that this group that claims to advocate for the freedom of speech tries consistently to silence other people, and they say how peaceful of a group they are, but they need to have access to firearms. Carrying rifles and pistols around. Ah yes, makes you more peaceful looking now, don't it? Need a tool that was designed to kill another living being, which, hey, is not the tool that I don't trust, it's the person lugging that said tool around. I mean, a lot of members of Antifa do go around harassing people, so I'd imagine them having guns would make those situations a lot worse, wouldn't you say?
We're talking about Heather's murder, and you're justifying Heather's murder.
I don't tolerate fascism, and that's what you are.
Why don't you take your scarf off and let's be woman to woman talking?
I am woman to woman.
No, you're scared to show your face.
No, I'm not scared to show my face.
Using your camera like a weapon? That's ridiculous.
I mean, Berkeley Mayor Jesse Arreguín has stated recently that he wants to classify them as an official gang.
Berkeley Mayor Jesse Arreguín says that he does not support the far right, but that it was time to draw a line on the left as well, especially with the Black Bloc anarchists who showed up in force and took over both the protest and the park and played a part in yesterday's violent clashes.
I think we're going to have to think big picture about what's the strategy about how we're going to deal with these violent elements on the left as well.
And I'm sort of inclined to agree with him about that. So I guess because at this point Antifa has pretty much been vilified, they're now going to try and masquerade around under new names and under new groups. Kind of hide in the shadows behind these little organizations like the DSA and the YDS. And it's all in the name of stopping white supremacy, Nazism, fascism, racism, and whatever else you want to toss in there. But the way you're going about it and the way some of these members have presented themselves is just head-scratching. Instead, the labels continue, as they always do, with fascists, Nazis, racists, the same old fucking tiring, stupid bullshit. If any of you are familiar with my channel, I'm someone who has openly stated is left-leaning and has progressive and socialist viewpoints. Even me, I'll probably be called a Nazi or a fascist for just even disagreeing with how they're going about this. I've also stated I don't support your nemesis, the alt-right, either. I'm not an alt-righter, just so we're clear. Like, let's look at an alternate reality, and let's say you may have a point. Let's just say you might be right. I'm not saying you are, but let's just say if you were right. It would still not justify these actions. Like, honestly, Rick and Morty put this best.
Because when you're an asshole, it doesn't matter how right you are. Nobody wants to give you the satisfaction.
Again, I'm not saying you are right, but in your minds, the Antifa members that do these types of things, you think that you're right, and yet this is still the way you behave. Never mind the fact that these ideas being spread amongst these members are very flawed and reprehensible. Oh wait, hang on, let me look outside real quick. Okay, oh good. The Gestapo aren't here yet to round us all up, but it's only a matter of time. I gotta look out for those Nazis and white supremacists. Good thing we have communists and Antifa to help us out.
What they haven't learned is that this is a bastion of free speech here. And we're allowing these people to walk up and down, and they're celebrating people who are oppressive and who kill people. Communist regimes have killed millions, if not hundreds of thousands of people, and here they are celebrating.
I'm a full-born Lenin communist.
He did.
On my arm.
He killed a lot of people. A lot of people died from him.
Okay, how many people died from capitalism?
Not trying to vilify communists or communism in and of itself, but not a perfect system is what I'm trying to get at. Like capitalism or even socialism. But how the fuck is fighting in the streets, spitting on people, or yelling at them going to solve any of these fucking problems? The answer, it doesn't. Now recently with Antifa, they were counter-protesting in downtown Portland, Oregon during the Patriot Prayer movement. Even when the rally was moved to Vancouver after Antifa showed up, it went back to being peaceful. But again, the common factor is Antifa, and when they show up, it kind of goes to shit. A few examples.
Now these are also the same shields that say no hate, which the Antifa members use to beat people over the heads with and also jab into the torso of peaceful protesters. As you can see here, Joey Gibson and a couple of his friends showed up peacefully into the park with their hands up, and almost immediately a large group of Antifa members gathered around them and beat them down with those same shields that say no hate on them.
Guy, help this guy! Help this
Hey, get the fuck back. Raise that shit.
Seven Antifa members were also arrested there. A small group of supporters on the right-wing group Patriot Prayer March in Portland. Patriot Prayer describes itself as an organization devoted to protecting freedom of speech, though it denies it's racist. It just becomes a big mess until, like I said, the prayer march is moved to another location. So, needless to say, I think everything going on with Antifa is kind of stupid and unnecessary. But what are your thoughts on this? Leave a comment and let me know. Left-leaning people wearing black clothing, covering their faces with masks and expressing political ideas. Oh, the irony is not lost on me.